I just tried to Andrew came to small break.
Yeah.
And then Chris brought him. Yeah. So
Does he love it?
he loves you. And Nick will with us on in April.
Ryan likes you too.
Yeah. So Andrew, or Nick, so we were going up anyway for Andrew's birthday in April.
Yeah.
We'll go back in November. And we'll take Andrew out to dinner and then we'll do the tour on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, UNH and UVM regardless. He's already applied to UNH and he's going to finish his application off. Yeah. So those are pretty good to have that done. Yeah.
And did they tell you when the tour is being
They're over here making short tastes. I'm like, really? Come on. Like, I'm not even going that long. He's like, I'm not that sure. I'm like, I know, you can raise it. It goes up and down. I'm sure. So, welcome everybody to the Triumph Induction Ceremony for Chapter 4147 for the 2022-23 school year. I'm Carolyn Late. I am the full-time music teacher at LMS as band director in general music, but I'm still the Triumph advisor for CHS, and I just consider it such an honor that CHS continues to let me work in this role with these students. So I'm going to very quickly turn it over to Nick Fay, who is our chapter president, and he'll take over from here.
You can give him an
Ladies and gentlemen and fellow students, welcome to this important occasion. Tonight we will formally induct 11 students who have met the necessary criteria to become active members of the Triumph Music Honor Society. We will also recognize the continuing members of our chapter. At this time, I would like to introduce the officers of Chapter 4147, Vice President Ali Columbus, Secretary Lucas Chu, who unfortunately is unable to be with us this evening, Treasurer Michael Grico, who is also unable to be in attendance this evening, and our historian Bridget Hidalgo. I will now ask Ali to present the candidates for student membership.
These music students have been selected on the basis of scholarship, character, leadership, and service. Scholarship represents scholastic achievement and open-mindedness towards knowledge and truth. Character emphasizes a devotion to high ideals and recognizes no barriers between people of diverse backgrounds. Leadership guides us through greater undertakings, and service encourages assistance and kindness to others. The name Triumph was derived from the original name of our honor society, Modern Music Masters. I will speak to the first letter M, which signifies modern. That which is new in any age is called modern. It is not only looking back that the descriptions of as old, classical, or romantic are given those art forms that have been formally accepted as modern. Let us remember that we should study the past to effectively plan our future. This youth organization, and with each succeeding year, its members will be made up of your people such as us. Therefore, our society will never grow old, but will be eternally modern.
The second letter, M, signifies music. Music is the art of sound that expresses ideas and emotions in significant forms with the elements of rhythm, melody, harmony, and color. Music was present even before there was written language, and from that time to the present, it's been a source of communication. Music is the universal language. The third letter M signifies masters. In the art field, the custom has been to give the title of master to those who have achieved a high degree of proficiency. You have met the criteria as a Triumph candidate for student membership. As masters, you now increased your opportunities to serve your school and community. A member of the Triumph Music Honor Society is one who sets a good example, is willing to assist those students who are striving to better themselves in the performing arts department, and always remembers that real honor brings responsibility. Accept this honor of membership and the responsibility that is now vested in you.
function and purpose of the Honor Society. The music staff, lyre and scroll, represent the members' proficiency and service in the field of music. The triplet figure in the form of M symbolizes the three M's in the names Modern Music Masters.
It is now time to induct our candidates. Will all the candidates for student membership please rise and repeat the following pledge to show your willingness to carry out the principles of the Triumph Music Honor Society. We, the members of the Campbell High School Performing Arts Department.
We, the members of the Campbell High School Performing Arts Department.
In order to foster a greater continued interest.
In order to foster a greater continued interest.
And a desire for excellence in music performance.
And a desire for excellence in music performance.
To encourage appreciation and awareness in listening to music.
To encourage appreciation and awareness in listening to music.
To promote wider opportunities for sharing joy through music.
To promote wider opportunities for sharing joy through music.
Both within our school and within our community.
Both within our school and within our community.
To advance the spirit of good music and musical knowledge.
To advance the spirit of good music and musical knowledge.
And to enhance the reputation of our school.
And to enhance the reputation of our school.
As a center for musical enrichment.
As a center for musical enrichment.
Accept the honor now granted to us.
Accept the honor now granted to us.
You may be seated. The following candidates for student membership have qualified to become new members of the Triumph Music Honor Society. It is our pleasure to present each of you with your Triumph pin, a Triumph t-shirt, and a certificate of membership. As your name is read, please come forward to receive these items. From the class of 2023, Avery Fay. Yeah. Those two.
Hold on, Elliot. Oh, just wait right there. He gets excited and goes too fast. Here we go. High five.
From the class of 2024, Oliver Prue. From the class of 2025, Nathan Blaze. Matthew Haley. And from the class of 2026, Amelia DeStefano. And Alyssa Reel. I now officially congratulate and welcome you as new members of Chapter 4147 of the Triumph Music Honor Society. May you remember this occasion and strive to live up to the aims and ideals of this organization.
Sorry, I'm on the wrong page. So, a message. It is my pleasure to read a congratulatory message from the Triumph Music National Honor Society from their leadership to the new members of Chapter 4147. Dear inductees, congratulations on your induction into the Triumph Music Honor Society. Your nomination for membership is based on your musicianship, academic qualification, and demonstrated leadership. You may take great pride in this achievement, which unites you with thousands of other student members throughout the world. As you were instructed during the presentation ceremony, we should study the past to effectively prepare for the future. With that thought in mind, you are now in the unique position of being able to pass on the torch of your musical knowledge to colleagues and future beneficiaries of musical arts. May you wear your Triumph pin with pride and dignity as you continue to demonstrate the value of music in your life and share your gift with your school and your community. Welcome to the Triumph family.
At this time, continuing members will be recognized for their dedicated service for upholding the standards and ideals of the Triumph Music Honor Society. These members shall remain distinguished members of Chapter 4147. We ask that each member please stand and remain standing until all names have been read. From the class of 2023, Nicholas Fay, Justin Haley, Kaylee Powers.
From the class of 2024, Lucas Chu, Ali Columbus, Joss Green, and Michael Grigo.
From the class of 2025, Bridget Hidalgo.
I would like to officially congratulate and recognize you as continuing members of Chapter 4147. You have supported the ideals and aspirations of the Triumph Music Honor Society through your continued community service and participation in the Campbell High School Performing Arts Department. So congratulations.
At this time, I would like to introduce and welcome our guest speaker. Courtney Magoon is currently the Elementary Music and Choir Director at Griffin Memorial. Ms. Magoon has her Bachelor's of Music and Music Education from the University of New Hampshire with a focus in classical, opera, and jazz voice. She is currently in her 6th year of teaching after taking a brief hiatus in late 2016 to work at Walt Disney World as a college program student. Aside from teaching, Ms. Magoon enjoys staying very busy. She has owned her own photography business for 13 years, her own jewelry company for 2 years, and has worked in the food service industry for 5. all in addition to teaching. Her hobbies include traveling, mainly to Disney World, karaoke, photography, and spending time with her boyfriend and their 2 cats. It is with great pleasure that I introduce Ms. Courtney Magoon.
I'm not a podium person, if that's okay. I'm just going to stand instead. I use my hands a lot. Hi, how are you all? My name is Courtney. Let me turn the microphone on. My name is Courtney Magoon, and I am the current music education director at Griffin Memorial. I'm super glad and super grateful that you guys offered me to talk tonight. I was a little taken aback. I've never done a talk before. My mom did a TED Talk once, which I thought was really cool, but I'm not a good speaker, so I'll tell you that right now. Okay, basically they told me just to talk about my experience with music, which is what you guys have all, some of you showed essays tonight, which really kind of delved into some vulnerable stuff, as well as kind of what made you you. So I'm going to start at the beginning, like some of you did. I knew from a really young age that I loved music. I didn't know what I wanted to do with music yet. A lot of times as a teacher, people ask you, did you always know you wanted to be a teacher? And no, I didn't always know I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to be a Disney princess. But then my mom told me that wasn't feasible, so I became a teacher instead. But I always loved music from a young age, and that was because of the teachers that I had. Now, all of you are up here right now because you've probably had some influential teachers throughout music and throughout your lives. Some of you are shaking your heads. Good, you're agreeing. This is good. But my elementary music teacher was where it all began for me, Mrs. Legary, and I remember that even 20 years ago. But she was the foundation, and she was one of the reasons that I became an elementary music teacher, because in all of my interviews, obviously they ask you the question, why do you want to be a teacher? And I knew I wanted to teach elementary because that's where it all begins. If you have an elementary music teacher and you think to yourself, nope, didn't like him or her, okay, didn't like them, and I don't want to continue, then a lot of you are not going to continue on with that. So my job for my students is to foster that love for them, to make music fun. Do they come to music every day, loving and excited, and they're so excited about it? Not every day. And is that okay? Absolutely. But by the time they leave my classroom, a lot of them are excited for the next day, or they're excited to come back. And maybe they don't feel that way about other things. And my goal is that some of my students who are 5, 6, 7, 8 years old end up in the positions that you guys are in right now, because obviously you've had that inspiration from teachers like Mrs. Late, teachers like Mrs. LaBelle, teachers like Mrs. Milligan, Mr. Lammy, okay? Anybody else that you've interacted with outside of this, maybe private instructors, maybe your parents, okay? Do we have any parents who are former musicians in the audience? Some of you, okay, I got a little hand. But my mom played saxophone. I faked my way through 2 years of flute in the 4th and 5th grade. They had to say, Courtney, it's your turn to play, and I played it over here, wherever it didn't go. And to this day, one of my best friends, Samantha, was my duet partner, and she knows to this day that I know nothing about playing the flute. Faked my way through it for 4th and 5th grade, but I was in band, and band was the place to be. Like, nowadays, it's not cool to be in middle school choir or band sometimes, or high school choir and band, and we're seeing our programs just slowly dying out. And as a music director and as a music educator, and I'm sure others can kind of feel this way, it kills me inside, because when I grew up, music was like the place to be. The music kids were the cool kids. And in my opinion, the music kids still are the cool kids, and everybody that hasn't found that out yet, maybe they will eventually, and it's our job to show them that. Because even if our choirs are small, we're mighty. I got to experience a Six Flags trip with you guys. I got to experience concerts. I got to experience the performances that some of you put on here beforehand. And how many of you were super nervous, like I am right now, spewing these words out of my mouth? Yeah, a lot of you were, right? But it doesn't matter, because you're sharing your love of that with everybody else. Okay, I would love to have you come into my classroom and teach kids about trombone. All they know is that it pulls in and out. But somebody like you who may not think, like when you come up on stage, like, oh, I could perform in front of a bunch of kids, they would love that, because to them, you guys are all rock stars. Like, you're singing songs. Come play, where'd she go? Where'd my Under the Sea girl? Addie, okay? If you come play a Disney song on flute for those kids, they're gonna be inspired. They look up to not only me, not only Mrs. Late, not only the music teachers, but they're looking up to you. And that's why you guys are in this position. So I invite you at any point, any one of you, to come into my classroom with kindergartners, first graders, second graders, and they are going to fawn over you. If you make a mistake, you might know. They're not going to know. They're going to be like, wow, look at that girl right there. Wow, look at that person. They look amazing. I want to be like them. It's exactly what they're going to do because you guys inspire them. And you guys inspire each other. And you guys inspire us to keep teaching. So in middle school, my middle school choir director, Blake Leister, some of you may have worked with him on like side projects and stuff like that. He inspired me. My high school director, Thomas Quigley, he knew I wanted to be a music teacher. Before I even knew I wanted to be a music teacher, he said, Courtney, you're going to teach this song to the kids today and you're going to conduct it. And pooped my pants a little bit about it because I said, I can't do this. I can't conduct a piece. And then our high school baccalaureate came and I conducted a completely classical piece that I had no idea what it was 3 weeks ahead of time. So when you don't think that you can do things, music teaches us that we can. And when we get through it, it's a really good feeling, right? It's an awesome feeling. And Parker, in your essay, you stated that music helps you connect. And music helps us all work through things, okay? Music's helped me through breakups. Music's helped me through deaths in the family, through friendships. Music's helped me through just waking up and not wanting to go teach for the day. Because I've been a music teacher for 6 years. And I'm going to tell you, there are days that I wake up and I go, no, this is my last year teaching. And yet, I keep coming back. And the reason I keep coming back is because I see people like you that are sitting here and you're performing. And I want my kids and my students to be like this. I want to be in this position in 10 years and have these kids sitting up here and continuing performing. Because if they're not, then I'm not doing my job as a better educator. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for letting me kind of spew my knowledge that I may have. And thank you for being inspirational, and I mean it with every ounce of my heart. If any single one of you wants to come in and just get fawned over by elementary schoolers, they're going to think you're rock stars no matter what you play. You could play like a C scale, you're going to blow their brains out of their head. You're like the Hannah Montana. That's not a relevant thing anymore. Who's Olivia Rodrigo, maybe? Is she popular nowadays? Taylor Swift is still out there, kind of, so. But whoever's popular nowadays, sorry, I'm a millennial, not a Gen Z. Getting there, though. But if you come play for my kids, and that continues to help you with your love of music, you're just going to help them with their love of music, and then they're going to be able to be in this position. We didn't have Triumph when I was in high school. I guess that's the modern. Maybe I'm not modern enough. But we didn't have Triumph, and I really wish we did, because this is like a family that you guys have, and you guys have that support. You don't have anybody saying to you, oh no, music's not cool, why are you in music? This is weird. Okay, you guys are like, we get to go to Six Flags, what do you get to do? Right? Exactly. I'm still talking, why? Anyways, thank you guys so much for having me. Thank you for being inspirational, and I'm gonna put this microphone back now. Have a great night.
In Triumph, we have 3 categories of membership. So you have the active members, such as yourselves. We have the alumni, for those who have graduated. And then we also have the honorary membership. So it is with great pleasure that we are going to welcome you as a member of our Triumph family with an honorary membership to Chapter 4147, my friend.
Thank you, Ms. McGoon, for your words of encouragement and wisdom. On behalf of the Triumph Music...
It was. Didn't break it. I'm sorry.
Okay. On behalf of the Triumph Music Honor Society, I would like to thank our chapter advisor, Carolyn Lake, the officers, and all who have made this induction ceremony such a great success. We also appreciate the attendance of our parents and guests. At this time, the Friends of Performing Arts will be serving cake in the cafeteria for all our members and their guests. Thank you for coming.
inductees.
Since we're missing so many of the
Yeah,
actual.
we've got all 11 of
Let's
them.
do all the new inductees. Amy, Miss Magoon, you want to join them?
Yes, we're gonna get